Hey, welcome. So today, we're going to go on a little investigation. We're starting with something you'd think is incredibly simple, something you use every single day. But what if it's hiding a secret right out in the open?
And this is it, our subject, the word against. I know, right? It seems so common, so straightforward. But is it? We all think we know exactly what it means, but you're about to find out that it has a pretty cool story to tell.
I mean, really, how much can one little word actually tell us? Could it be a key that unlocks a much bigger idea about how language works? Well, let's find out.
All right, time to put this word under the microscope. We're going to kick off our investigation by looking at its most basic, fundamental properties.
Okay, first things first. How do we say it? You know, most of us probably say against, but you'll definitely hear some people say against. It's a tiny variation, pretty standard stuff. So that's our baseline, the word as we know it. So now let's go a layer deeper. Let's move from how the word sounds to what it actually does. What's its job in a sentence? What's its whole purpose?
At its heart, against is a preposition, and its main job is to show opposition. It signals disagreement, or conflict, or a clash. You know, if you're against something, you are definitely not for it. It's a word that basically draws a line in the sand.
And this really shows that core job perfectly. So much of language works in these pairs of opposites, right? Good versus evil, up versus down. Well, here we have support versus opposition. It's that fundamental push and pull of an idea, all captured in this one little word.
And here it is, out in the wild. This example sentence nails it. You see that clear division? You've got 283 on one side and 29 on the other. Against is the word that tells us exactly where that second group stands.
So everything seems pretty simple so far, doesn't it? A common word, a clear definition. You'd think our investigation is pretty much over. But, yeah, not even close.
This is where it gets really interesting. Because if you were looking at the page for this word, and you scrolled all the way down at the bottom, there's a clue, something that just doesn't seem to fit.
And here it is. The page is categorized under prepositions. That makes total sense. But then there's this other tag, BE850. What on earth is that? It's not some grammar term we all know. It looks like a code. And for us, it's the key.
Let's just zoom in on that number, 850. It's so specific, so deliberate. What does it mean? Well, this number is the key to unlocking the real story behind the word against.
Okay, let's solve this thing. That little tag, BE850, connects our simple, everyday preposition to this absolutely fascinating and really ambitious project from the world of language.
So B850 stands for Basic English 850. It's a special, curated list of just 850 words, carefully chosen because, together, they're supposedly enough to express almost any idea. And our word, against, it made the cut. It's officially one of the most essential words in the entire English language.
So here it is. This is the big aha moment. We started with what we thought was just one word, but we've stumbled upon an entire system. Against isn't just some random word, it's a hand-picked, essential component in a foundational toolkit for communication.
And you might be asking, why would anyone even create a list like this? Well, the goal is huge. Sure, it helps make English easier for learners, but it's also about figuring out the absolute bedrock of the language. These 850 words are considered the operators, the ones that do all the heavy lifting, letting us build really complex thoughts from just a few simple parts.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Against isn't just a word we use. It's been identified as a fundamental tool, a tool for expressing one of the most basic human concepts there is, opposition. Without it, communicating clearly would be so much harder.
And that really leaves us with something to think about. We started with just one word and ended up with a system of 850. What does it say about language itself, that so much of what we want to say can be built from such a small, powerful core? It kind of makes you look at every word you use a little differently, doesn't it? Thanks for joining me on this one.